Welcome to the island of Elias. First things first,
There's a coil of rope among the debris.
we have to pick up this rope.
It's a long rope.
Very handy to have. Now I'm gonna call Crow to, let him know we're alive.
April! You're alive! You're here! You're soaking wet! Where did you go? I thought you drowned. I was completely miserable. And the chicks on this island are so prissy. They don't even care for a kiss unless you're all settled down with a nest in your own territory.
Glad to see you haven't lost the gift of the gab, Crow.
Lady, you have no idea how limited bird Twitter can be. It's all, hi this and here I am that, all damn day long. I haven't had a decent conversation in days.
Well, you're making up for it now.
I never know when you're gonna go AWOL on me again.
I had a little adventure under the sea.
Oh? I didn't know humans had gills.
We don't. Well, I do. I think. At least I can breathe underwater now.
Cool. Not as cool as being able to fly, of course, but still. Hey, does that mean you're a mermaid?
Hardly. I don't have a tail. What did you do after I saw you last?
Well, it took a while, but I found land. Not this island, just a rock with a couple of trees, basically. But when I went back to tell you, you disappeared. I thought you'd gone bonkers from thirst and hunger and drowned yourself or something, so I decided I'd better find solid ground myself or I'd suffer the same fate. And then I found this place. Nice, isn't it? And the best part is, there are no hunters. Only a bunch of big crabs on the east side of the island and a volcano.
I'm gonna walk around for a bit, Crow.
I'll just stay here and preen myself, thank you very much.
Well, I'm sure that's much more useful than what I'm going to do. Through the arch.
I could get lost if I just wander off into the jungle with no idea what the island looks like or where I'm heading.
You can go either left or right. Let's go right first. To the beach.
It's a big statue. It's the Village of the Giant Crabs. Hey, that sounds like a great name for a B-movie. Village of the Giant Crabs.
And here is one of those giant crabs.
It's some kind of giant crab. Sounds like the poor thing's in a lot of pain. Yeah, the shell does look way too tight. Maybe he's outgrown it but can't shed it. Or whatever it's called. Clear, unpolluted waters, overflowing with life. Just one more reason why Arcadia is both the vacationers' and environmental activists' wet dream. Literally.
Haha, good one. I found this crab-like creature on the beach, and it looked like it was in pain, like it was getting slowly strangled or something. It was really sad, but I couldn't do anything. The thing is just too big and solid for me. I need somebody to help me, somebody big and strong. Where do I find a person like that on an island like this?
I'll just take a shot here and ask you. Is there any chance you speak, like, a real language? Like, Arcadian or English? Okay. Now, is there some kind of magic I have to learn, or potion I have to drink, or eat, or ingest in some way to learn your language? Because that's usually how it goes. No? Too bad, although I'm glad I don't have to draw blood or swallow a stone or something. Can't help but feel that you're asking me for help, though. It's the strangest thing. After all, you're just clicking your claws, aren't you? It's not as if you're really talking, is it?
We can't talk to him. There's nothing we can do that will allow us to talk to him, and we can't help him either. Not yet, at least. I'm gonna go over and investigate this tower. This is part of what I suppose is the main puzzle on the island. Water. Look how gorgeous this is, really.
I can see clear to the bottom. This really is an excellent spot for fishing. It's an old fireplace. The bottom part of the statue depicts a creature with large ears listening to something. The top half of the statue depicts a creature with a big mouth calling out.
Now if we click on the foot of the statue, it will zoom in, and we have this.
It's a creature with a big mouth.
2 rings.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
A keyhole.
It's a creature with large ears.
And those rings you see have symbols on them, and some holes in them. There are other statues like this. Let's go back the way we came. Click on the 1 pixel that you exit using. Now let's exit to the left, up the path, to the city ruins.
It's the ruins of an old city.
And here's another statue.
The bottom half of the statue depicts a large-eared creature listening intently. The top half of the statue depicts a big-mouthed creature calling out. Dense jungle.
There's a hole there, but let's look at the bottom of this statue first. As you can see, it's the same type of thing again. 2 rings, a keyhole again.
It's a triangular hole, like a keyhole.
Obviously we need to find the key. Let's progress to the hole.
It's a deep hole, more like a crevice actually, caused by some kind of seismic activity. God, it must be at least 50 meters down. The crevice widens out into a huge cave just below, and there's water at the bottom.
Cool. Now we have a rope. We can get down there. What you actually need to do is tie it onto this tiny little sapling. I'm not sure how that will really carry our weight.
The rope should be able to hold my body weight.
I wouldn't trust it, though. I would tie it onto the statue instead. It's not much further away. Oh, shit. I just picked it up again. So I guess you have to tie it onto the tree and then interact with the hole instead. Even though we are climbing down the rope.
Big nests, once housing the elation, but now empty and in disrepair.
Well, that's gorgeous.
That's a Merum city.
The water's probably just a simple distortion effect on the static background as well, but it looks so good. The very important thing to click on down here, though, is the rubble.
It's the remains of a stone structure that probably fell down here through the crevice. There's a piece amongst the rubble that looks like a bolt or a key. It's intact.
Here we have the key we need. Wasn't too far away, was it?
It's a kind of stone key carved into the uncanny likeness of a key, with a head on the end.
It's a key carved into the likeness of a key? I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be a joke or not. But that's all we can do here. Let's climb all the way up the rope again and see what we can do with this key. Don't forget to take the rope though first. We know how to take the rope. We've done it already. Now let's head over to the statue. Have to look at it first, then use the key. Now we can turn that either left or right. Turning it right moves the bottom one, and turning it left moves the top one. So if we turn this around, we can see the different symbols that are on it, and where the holes are. Each statue has parts missing. We don't have to find the different parts. That's not the puzzle. We can't head into the jungle yet.
I could get lost if I just wander off into the jungle with no idea of what the island looks like or where I'm heading.
What we need to do is use Crow on the jungle to find out what he knows about it.
What can you tell me about the island, Crow?
Only what I've been able to see from above. There's a volcano, dead I think, and lots of jungle, and some nice beaches.
I'd like to explore the jungle, but I'm afraid I'm going to get lost. Any ideas?
Well, I could stay airborne and keep track of where you are. That way I could direct you when you get lost.
Sounds like a super plan, Crow.
Let's go.
Now we can go to the jungle. I could go and look at the statue on the beach again and use the key, but there's not really any point in doing that right now. We currently only have two options, the volcano and the beach, where we already are. The volcano. This is it. The most obvious feature clearly being the giant head that's been carved into the rock. This is actually to do with the same puzzle as the statues.
The rumbling is much fiercer here, and the ground is really shaking. It's definitely seismic. It has got to be emanating from this volcanic mountain. I mean, it looks dead, but it must be about to wake up or erupt or something. Great! After surviving a shipwreck, being kidnapped by fishes, and learning to breathe in water, I'm about to die in a volcanic eruption? Isn't that ironic? That's one mother of a tree. It's got to be at least 100 meters tall. And what's that in the tree crown? It looks like a man-made construction.
That tree and the construction are very important as well, though. Let's enter the mouth of the big giant head. Hup. The animations are very slow, aren't they? I'm not sure why they couldn't have just speeded them up a bit. I'm assuming it was a technical limitation. So we have a wheel with a familiar symbol on.
What a strange symbol.
The keyhole again.
It's a small, eye-sized aperture with a crystal in it, like a lens. Maybe some kind of telescope?
And a lens.
I don't see anything interesting. It's a keyhole.
Let's use the same key again. Now turning that will change the symbol.
What a strange symbol. It's a statue standing in the ruins of a city.
And if you click on the lens, that tells you what the symbol corresponds to.
I can see a statue on a cliff overlooking the sea.
The statue on the cliff.
I don't see anything interesting.
Some symbols aren't related to anything at all,
I don't see anything interesting.
like these ones.
I don't see anything interesting.
So these ones you can ignore.
It's a statue just below a really tall tree.
Really tall tree. That's the tree that we saw before.
I don't see anything interesting. Somebody's looking back at me. Oh, wait. That's just my eye. The lens is turned into a mirror.
So that symbol is the volcano. And then we're back to the start. Now we know which statue corresponds to which symbol. We can leave here now. And go to the large tree, because it said there's another statue there. There it is.
The bottom half of the statue depicts a creature listening, while the top part depicts a similar creature calling out.
And it is the same deal again. But we still don't really know what we're supposed to do with these things.
Dried twigs and sticks. Dried twigs and sticks. Dried twigs and sticks.
Dried twigs and what?
Ow! Shh.
Who's there?
Shut up.
I know there's somebody there. I heard you.
Is she gone?
Nope. She's still around.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
If you won't come out, I'll just sit down here and wait. Sooner or later, you'll have to show yourself.
Solar eclipse!
Oh my god!
Ah!
I hate this place. I so hate it, I can't even sit down without crushing the natives.
Big person alert!
What are you?
What does it look like?
A talking twig?
We're stickmen. And you're an accident waiting to happen with your large, ungainly body and wobbly legs.
What's a stickman?
An unlucky bugger doomed to a miserable life of stiff backs and monotonous drudgery in the shadow of a mother tree.
Happy little fella, ain't ya?
You have no idea.
So, you guys are stickmen?
That's right. I'm Wick. This is Willow. And that dumb-looking one over there is Woody. And this is our mother tree.
What's a mother tree?
What do you mean, what's a mother tree? It's a mother tree. How difficult can it be? It's our mother, and it's a tree. It's a mother tree.
What do stickmen do?
What do we do? What do we do? What do you mean, what do we do?
Well, the people in this world always do something. Like the Banda dug tunnels in the earth. The Merum killed Snapjaw and covered their houses with Tanyen. You gotta do something.
Hey, it ain't easy being a stick, let me tell you. You got your stiff back and limbs, your fear of fire and water, your 300 years of miserable boredom, and then you have to get planted and raise a family. It ain't easy.
So, you're not doing anything worthwhile then?
Lady, I'm miserable. I'm grumpy, and I got a headache. What do you want from me?
Where do the Elation live?
The Elation? The guys with wings? Up in the volcano. There's an old city in there. I think they're squatting.
How do I get into the volcano?
You don't. The road collapsed a few centuries ago, and when traders come, the Elation fly down to meet them. Nobody goes up there anymore.
What's that constant rumbling noise?
Lady, you have no idea what we have to endure. All day, all night, that noise is just murder. It all started when Quaman, the quiet giant, would you believe that's what we used to call him, was banished by the Orowal from his perfect fishing place to some remote place in the forest.
Whoa, information overload. Let's step back for a minute to fill in the details. Who's Quaman, the quiet giant?
He's the scariest human we've ever seen. He stands tall as a mountain and uses whole trees for toothpicks. But he was the quiet type and reasonably gentle for a human. He'd spend his days out by the Orowal village, catching fish and frying fish and eating fish, and looking out across the ocean dreaming about loose women or whatnot.
What happened to get the quiet giant banished from that place?
The Orowal got scared when he accidentally stepped on one of their young ones. He didn't do any real harm, but they banished him from their village nonetheless, and told him to go far into the forest.
Who are the Orlowal?
They're the crab-like creatures who live down by the sea. They're nice people, if a little crabby, and it's hard to understand what they're saying half the time.
Where's Quaman now?
Somewhere in the forest east of here, we don't know where exactly. He went there to get as far away from the Orowal as possible.
So what does all this have to do with the rumbling noise?
Oh, I was getting to that. If you just let me get a word in edgewise.
I just had some questions is all.
Anyway, Quaman is the brooding type. And he takes everything so to heart, he got instantly depressed and went to sleep.
And what is he doing now?
Still sleeping. That's the problem.
But how long ago was it that the Orlawal banished him?
The last full moon, nearly 30 sunsets passed.
He's been sleeping for a month?
He was depressed. What do you want, lady? Once I got so miserable I slept for 8 years. And let me tell you, those 8 years were the happiest of my life.
I still don't understand what this has to do with the rumbling noise.
See that statue over there?
Sure. What's up with that?
Back when the Dalmari lived on this island ages ago, they put these statues up all around the island so that they could speak with each other.
You're kidding. So they're like telephones?
Tell her what? I don't know what that is. The thing is, these statues are all connected through magic. And when you speak into one, your voice flies through the air and comes out of another statue.
But I still don't understand.
You saw the big head up by the mountain?
Yes?
That's the one they use to talk to everyone on the island, to warn people of storms or to hold evening prayer. It's connected to the statues as well. And Quaman is sleeping right next to a statue's ear.
I get it. Resonance. He's snoring and the deep bass reverberating through the loudspeaker, the big head, causes a resonance that vibrates the entire island. But can't you just wake him up?
We don't know where he is. We're not much for exploring this forest. There's water and fire and monkeys. Monkeys like to play with sticks. We don't like monkeys.
But can't you just, send your voice to his statue to wake him up?
There are 4 problems with that. Number 1, all the statues have an assigned symbol, an identifying mark. But we don't know which his is. Second, most of the statues are broken in some way or another.
What do you mean?
Some statues can only talk to certain other statues. Some can't be spoken to, and some can't hear. Which makes it very difficult to get a connection through to where you want to send your voice. Number 3, in order to use the statues, you need a key. We don't have it. We don't know where it is.
And number 4?
We're stickmen, lady. What do you think? We don't know much about magic or magical devices. And
what?
we're not too smart, okay? There, I said it. We're not too smart. And when you look at Woody over there, who's pretty stupid by stickman standards, that's a pretty scary thought.
Sorry I asked.
Saturday, around noon. Found out why the island keeps rumbling. It's not an imminent volcanic eruption as I'd feared, but rather the snoring of a very, very large man, transmitted through a kind of telephone to a large speaker in the middle of the island. With all that snoring going on, nobody's getting any work done, and that's a bad thing. So I need to wake this guy Quaman up. Somehow. And the key to this, puzzle? The key to this puzzle is, I think, these telephones that are scattered around the island. So what we need the statues for is to communicate with Quaman. Before I do all that, let's just go and have a look up the tree.
It's a big wooden crossbow, I guess. I wonder who built it and what it's for. If I could somehow get across to that path on the other side, I'd probably be able to make my way into the Elation village.
So that's the end goal. We need to get there, and we need to use the crossbow to get there. But first we need to get them to finish making the crossbow, and to do that we need to get Quaman to stop snoring.
He's a stick man.
Hello, I'm Woody. They call me the stupid one, 'cause I'm kinda slow, so don't let me keep you busy. I was born with a big brain, so I can't move as fast as my two brothers. I can only do useless stuff like calculations and design, and I play a few instruments, and I'm writing a book on the flora and fauna of Elias.
He's a stick man.
Hi, I'm Willow. Wick's the oldest. Woody's the youngest. And I'm just stuck in the middle, as always. Don't let me keep you. Wick's the boss, as always. Go talk to him.
Who built that big crossbow in the tree?
I did. Well, I thought of it. And these two nincompoops gave a helping twig on the, manual side.
So they built it, and you supervised.
Yep, but it's not done. There are still a few pieces missing before we can blast off for Luna.
Did you say blast off for Luna?
That's what I said, Luna.
As in the moon?
The same.
You intend to go to the moon using that thing?
Lunar cannon. And yes, that's the plan.
You guys are loonies!
If by loonies you mean visionaries, then yes, we are.
How come you're not working on your lunar cannon now?
Because of that infernal noise is why.
So, if the noise stops, you'll go back to work on your cannon?
That's the plan.
How come you're not working on your lunar cannon now?
Because of that infernal noise is why.
So,
That's the...
I'll see you guys later then.
If you don't step on us first.
I look like a real sailor. Arr, matey.
Arr. Let's get on with this then. Let's get our key. These statues are all missing parts, which means they can only communicate with certain other statues. So to reach Quamon, we're going to have to chain the statues together in the right order. This statue at the tree is the only one that can listen to itself, so this is where we're going to start and where we're going to communicate from.
It's a creature with a big mouth.
The bottom is what the statue's listening to, and the top is where you're sending the audio. So we want this one from the tree to the cliff, which is these symbols. Then we take our key, and now I'm going to head to the statue on the cliff. Insert the key again. Now this one we want sending from the tree to the city ruins. There we go. Now our voice will be being sent from the tree to the cliff to the city ruins. We need it to go to one last destination, that is the volcano. Once it gets there, it'll be transmitted to the entire island. So finally here at the city ruins, we want it coming from the cliff to the volcano. With that done, we can head back to the tree and talk to the statue. This way our voice will be sent in the loop that we just created, and we'll be able to talk to Quamon. Now we're able to interact with this ear.
Hello? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Who'll be there?
Hello, Quamon? It's your wake-up call, sir.
How long Quamon be asleep?
About a month. I think you should have such a place for it.
What be the use? Quamon be an outcast. No one like him.
Where are you, Quamon?
That be a secret. Quamon want to be left alone.
Could you please stop snoring?
Quamon be snoring? No one ever tell Quamon he be snoring. But then Quamon always be sleeping by his lonesome. No woman like Quamon.
Don't say that about yourself, Quamon. I'm sure that... You know, it's kind of uncomfortable to be discussing this in a public like this.
Yes, everyone be hearing about Quamon now.
You want to talk about your problems? Face to face?
What be the point?
I'm a good listener, and I'd like to be your friend. That'd be the point.
Quamon not sure if he want friend now.
Please let me be your friend.
Why?
Because I'm lonely too. I don't really know anybody on this island, and I need some help.
Well, Quamon be wanting to help, but... Okay. Quamon be your friend and talk to you. My secret place be in the ruins of the old temple by the wells. Follow the stream up from the rock beach and go right where it branches.
Thanks, Quamon. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Arr, matey.